Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark.
If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Welcome to another episode of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. For those of you familiar with 5th edition, keep in mind that all of our players are playing a custom class called the ClockTower Agent. We also play with a lot of house rules in our games that we as a group collectively enjoy. We explain these rules as they come up, so if you're just joining us, you may need to listen back to previous episodes just to clear up any confusion. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower. As the three of you look around the clock tower, a little frustrated, Sam still trying to catch their breath after having all of the life sucked out of their body, which felt akin to aging, but rapidly, painfully, slowly, death. Like the old pains of like aches you get in your backs or your knees as you get older, but all at once, all over everywhere until it was just black. It was one of the worst ways that you've ever gone. So it is understandable that Sam is still kind of calming down, even as Rock had mentioned that the ghost can steal your life here. And now, as all of you are in the clock tower, having learned from Jaeger what the mission is, there's that gleam of hope, that spark of maybe we're not going to be doing this forever.
It's time. Rock will get up, touch the clock face.
Okay. Wait, let's plan this here before we actually
Oh no, I'm just getting hype.
Oh, okay.
We've got a fight coming, so I need to
Okay. And Jaeger goes, huh, and sort of nods, and then does a few jump, hops up and down a couple times.
Yeah.
Stretches.
All right. And Rock starts doing push-ups on the ground.
Okay. We fucking go in. We get the ringmaster's ring. That's all we gotta do. That's it.
Easy.
Easy peasy. Hopefully.
I feel like that is not easy. If anything has proven this.
Hopefully.
No, we didn't have a direction last time. We fought in kings, we fought in monsters, we fought in rats.
Sam, as they're saying this, you remember the giant dinosaur behind you breathing on the back of your neck and the ghost sucking your soul out, and
Sam has their head in their hands on the couch as well as Rock's doing push-ups and Jaeger's doing jumping jacks next to them. All right. You know what? Sure.
Look, I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna see that dino. I'm gonna take my sword. I'm gonna shove it through his chest.
Or, better option, before the dinosaur even gets out there, we just tackle the fucking ringleader.
I like that plan. I don't get to stab a dinosaur.
We'll run into another dinosaur at some point.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I feel like if the dinosaur is involved, we have already lost.
No, it's just a chance for us to win.
I am impressed by your constant optimism, however.
I feel like once the entire, ghost horde comes into play, we're fucked. So
we are fucked.
Maybe we just tackle the ringleader and just, you can use a sword to cut his finger off. I don't know. Something else.
So, I don't know if I've brought this up before, but, have we thought about maybe, getting two people to, kite the ghosts around the circus? Train
outside?
them? Yeah, just, get their attention, both of you get their attention and then just start running and they'll, come after you. That way I can, fight the dinosaur one-on-one.
Yo, going back to the dinosaur is the problem.
I want to fight the dinosaur!
Don't fight the dinosaur!
Here's the plan. I will freeze the ringmaster. Jaeger will shoot the ringmaster.
I'll stab the dinosaur.
We'll stab the dinosaur and keep the ghost distracted.
I don't like that one.
Nope.
But if I get to stab the dinosaur, I'm in.
I think you should apply your skills into being the biggest attraction away from us.
You are the tallest now.
It's really sweet of you, Sam.
Tallest, but
I am an attraction.
I will also say, brief character update in the interim. I love this music. The talking about rules music. Mm-hmm. Rock, you can now deflect spells. If it is a ranged attack, you can deflect it.
How funny is that? Almost like I should have had that the whole time.
As long as it is a ranged spell attack, you couldn't deflect it as fireball because that's an AoE, but you understand, right? You can deflect spells now. Ranged spell attacks. Once all of you have properly prepared for the mission, it's time. As Rock said, you guys step through the mirror?
All right, so we know what we're doing, right? I'm gonna freeze the ringmaster. Jaeger's gonna shoot the ringmaster,
And I'm a stab.
and you're gonna distract the ghosts. And if you want to, at the end of it, fight the T-Rex.
It's my time. And Rock is going to pencil dive through the mirror.
Okay.
Sam?
Can you roll a dex check for me?
Just
I'm sorry, that had a very it smells like grass thought in my head, and I need a...
Oh, it was intended to be. That is going to be a 9.
You try to jump through the mirror, like pencil dive, but you kind of just like hit the edge of the mirror with your shoulder, and you take 2 points of damage.
Am I still in the clock tower?
Well, you like, your head like kind of goes through for a second, and like it's just like this like misty like gray white blackness, and like it feels like your whole vision is distorted. It's like real like vertigo, motion sickness feeling, and you kind of like slam into it. You're like, ugh! And you like right yourself as you're out of the mirror for a second, still in the clock tower, and like both of them saw that, and you're like, ow, my shoulder hurts.
Hold on.
go sit down.
I'm gonna go sit on the couch.
You heal 2 points of damage.
It's my time, and I'm gonna walk through the mirror.
Sam, not a word, just staring, tracks to the couch, tracks back, turns to Jaeger. I will see you in, and steps through the mirror.
Jaeger's gonna stop, back at the couch, look back at the mirror, smile, and say, I love them, and walks into the mirror.
Okay. You guys are all in that sort of like in the dead of night in the rolling hills. You can kind of see the tent in the distance. Are you like walking, or are you guys like hustling over there?
It's a hustle. Yeah.
Hush.
Okay. As you guys get there, you see there's like nothing outside again, as before. What do you do?
I go up to the ticket booth,
Okay.
slap my money down.
All right. The money just sits there on the ticket booth for some reason.
I turn around, turn back,
It's still just there.
Oh shit.
start knocking on the table.
You knock on the table.
What's the holdup?
Yeah, we kind of need to get in like now.
Hello?
Rock, do you see something weird? Like what's going on?
No, they're just not taking my money.
We can't see past.
This is
who
an
gives you a
establishment. They should want my money.
call. Okay, I'm just gonna walk in then if we're just not doing.
Sam, can you roll a perception check for me while Brock and Jaeger are arguing about the ticket situation?
That was a perception check?
Yes.
17.
Okay, you see a man in sort of a moth-ridden ringmaster's jacket with the 2 long coattails sort of trailing behind him as he is like sprinting away from the tent. I would say within 60 feet of you, but he is sprinting away from the tent just like,
Aye, stop! And I'm gonna throw out my pipe and then cast the ephemeral chains of hold person on them.
okay, what is the save?
Please make a DC 13 wisdom save.
Wait, so Rock and Jaeger are just yelling at each other, and then some dude's just running
Yes.
off in the distance, and we just hear Sam go, "Wait, stop!" and fire.
Oh my god, natural 20.
That passes.
Uh-huh. So you go, wait, stop, and cast hold person, and at the same time, you see him turn to you, and with the ring, he holds it up, and you feel your spell completely, like, gone. It's dispelled.
Oh.
Do we hear Sam yell, stop?
Yeah, you do. And you turn, and then behind the guy, you see somebody else, like, almost like steps into view behind him, and he's wearing a gray, tattered, like, cloak over himself that looks shabbily, and all 3 of you recognize the color and the messy brown hair of Ron from the Walk in the Park world immediately, but he, like, moves the cloak aside behind the dude who, like, had just turned to Sam, and you guys seeing it in, like, almost bullet time, and you see him reach for this, like, golden sword at his side, and he draws it, and the dude's hand, like, all of his fingers just fall off to the ground.
Thank you for doing our job, but I want to talk to you. I'll start like running towards him.
I'm gonna run in the direction, of the ring. Kind of like,
Well, it's 60 feet currently.
yep, I'm hobbling.
Jaeger, what are you doing?
Jaeger, don't shoot him.
I promised. I
If you
promised
shoot
I
him,
wouldn't.
he immediately, we have no chance because he's gonna be like, you're like all of them. You cannot shoot him.
I'm gonna use a dash action to run to 60 feet
Okay.
and get there.
So as you two are dashing, he uses his bonus action to reach down and pick up the ring. And as he does that, he looks at Sam, who's calling out, and like you guys hear over the whisper of the wind, he says, I have nothing to say to you. And like picks up the ring, and then all of a sudden, you guys like see as he grabs that ring, you hear the clock tower chiming in the distance, and you feel as you're running forward, it's like pulling you back, and almost like your will, Jaeger, of wanting to get closer, you're stepping as the world falls apart away around you, like, and you see him. Roll a perception check in that like final moment of seeing him.
16.
You see he's got a long sword that he drew impossibly fast. It was real quick, but right next to it, like tucked into a little leather like a little leather pocket on the side of his scabbard is a pocket watch. It's gold, like his sword, but he's got a pocket watch. And then as you're like reaching forward, you see your hand, like as if the particles of your hand are getting ripped behind you faster than you can move forward. And then in a blink of an eye, you are on the couch. And like you're even like on the couch, like waking up from a dream, like lunge forward, and you just fall onto the clock tower floor.
Fuck! He can't keep getting away with this!
Should've just fucking shot him.
No, that is not the solution.
And I don't think that would have stopped them either.
No, I should've, not him. I should've shot the fucking ringmaster in the fucking spine so he couldn't move anymore.
I still think he would have been able to get there. Either way, it sucks to happen again. It's awful. It's not a great feeling.
Well, what I have to ask is, we keep running into Castell, right? But
Ron, you mean? Yeah.
well, no, but the thing is, like, I mean, how many missions is he going on? Because is he just following our path, or is he just like
No, we're
going everywhere?
I think we're following his. I think the tower is noticing the error that he creates within the universes or whatever, and it's sending us after him.
But we got here first.
Man, I don't know if that's true. He's so fast. I don't know. He's insane. He's so good, and he's like me, but a better me. It bothers me.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's fucking throwing you into a wall, isn't it?
Well, really not much else we could do. Let's go on another one.
I wanted to ask the owl questions about the lantern.
I wanted to make sure the owl wasn't already on the fucking,
Was the owl in there?
The owl was still, yeah, the owl was in there. Yeah, so yeah, you set the owl on fire before. They're very upset about it.
You just see Rock's face like freeze, and like within seconds of you saying that, you just see a bead of sweat just go down from their brow and go.
Yeah, they're going to be very cross with
Okay.
you later.
I didn't know.
I said the same thing.
I keep telling both of y'all that I should just talk to the owl. Apparently you were on bad relations.
Well, when you accidentally burn somebody alive, it's, there's tough times.
They don't like that I'm trying to save Lily. It's weird.
Well, I can't speak on that, but
There are infinite possibilities and infinite universes where the clock tower messes up the owl. So accept the fact that you gotta get over that bias and then make a new rapport with them.
you said a lot of big words I don't necessarily understand, but I trust you. I'm going to do what I'm good at.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to do what I'm good at. And I turn to get off the couch, and I go to touch the clock face.
All right, you touch the clock face, and then you hear the clock tower above you start groaning.
Oh,
And
not
first,
again.
not like this, please.
First it starts ticking over, and then you start hearing a gear skip, and then the big groaning sounds, and then all of your pocket watches are kind of making similar, like, clunking noises, and then all of a sudden, they all, like, something in the pocket watches themselves, not the clock tower, has a little, like, and clicks over, and then they start ticking normally, and you hear the gears above go, and resume the normal ambient, like, so quiet you can't really hear it.
I completely forgot the last time this all broke is when Castell took something that belonged to us.
This clock tower exists to give me heart palpitations.
I think you sit on the couch for that.
I don't. All right. Anyway.
Nobody move. No one touch any mirrors. Not yet.
Seems like a you problem, my guy.
Okay, first of all, if you had touched it, you would have been the one.
Yeah, but I didn't touch it.
But
you touched it.
I'm putting it out there right now.
As Jaeger talks about no one touching the mirror, you guys do see that the mirror isn't cracked, and it is, in fact, showing a scene from some new world, but not the one you were just in.
Oh, well, I mean, that does make sense.
Your loss is official.
Wait, we walked in and the scene was already going, which means that they don't work on our timetable. It means the longer we spend in here, the more they're doing things.
Don't give me another reason to rush. But fine, you're right.
Isn't rushing kind of your thing, as Jaeger says he walks into the mirror?
I need some time to breathe.
That was news to me. Well, take your time. We're paused anyways.
That is true.
I mean, we are when we walk through the mirror because it starts with, you know what? And Sam walks through.
No, don't go. Now I don't have any time to rest. Fuck off.
You hear the knocking from behind the bookcase.
Rox just takes like inhales, deep breaths, just.
You hear the sound like nails on the back of side of wood on that door. Just
That's gonna hurt your fingernails. You know that. Like there's gonna be nubs, bloody nubs.
you hear it again.
Oh my god. Doesn't matter. Can we please get a world like the 50s town? Can we please get a world like the 50s town? And Rock, singing to themselves, will jaunt through the mirror.
Okay. As you step through, you realize that you're all standing side by side with each other. And when you look over where Reagan usually is standing in your lineup, there is a different person completely standing like right there.
Oh, hi, Reg.
Yeah, hey, Rig.
You're not Reagan.
Kball, would you like to describe your character?
My character is that medium height for a ClockTower agent, so 5'8".
5'6".
5'6".
Still the tallest baby.
There we go. Yes. She has really long brown hair and like a black coat with gold accents. In this world, are we kind of just wearing our regular ClockTower outfit?
So, not yet. And as you look around, you see that the walls of this place are very like streamlined and slick. And there aren't a lot of corners in the room that you're in. They are almost all rounded off slightly. And the lighting above are like small strips of white light shining down all over the place. And you see that there is a glass tabletop, but other than like 4 blue lights, like little circular blue lights at either end of the corners, there's nothing below it. Like it's just kind of like floating, and you realize that all of your clothing is sort of in a similar fashion, slick, streamlined. Instead of a lot of your clothing being accented with small metal pieces of gold, there are small golden lights that are accenting different parts of your clothing. And I would say the most reference that the 3 of you have, maybe not our new agent, but the 3 of you have, is the space station. But even in the space station, people weren't wearing a lot of clothing with like glowing accents, and it definitely didn't look as maybe technologically advanced as this like random room that you're in right now, which, for lack of a better terms, with the sort of aesthetic that I have described, looks like someone's living room. Like there's a couch and a table, and there's a couple, I would say they're cabinets, but they kind of have a different, in the sort of grand scheme of this setting, there are basically like shelves that are floating by themselves in a place where a cabinet would be to display certain different things. And you see like there's like a rusted tackle block on one of the shelves, as if it's like on like being held up by 2 glass holders, as if it's like a grand art piece or incredibly valuable. But you guys are like, that looks like a rusted metal version of the wooden block that Jaeger shot. Like, it's odd. So, to answer your question, no, your normal ClockTower outfit will probably be described if you guys are back in the tower later.
All right. The other key feature I think of my character is that she has big round glasses.
Am I seeing things?
No, I mean, we must have another agent assigned to this mission with us. Hi, I'm Sam. Sam holds out their hand.
She looks down at Sam, and she has like this look in her eyes, like she's just seen like a ghost, like she's just been somewhere else, going through something else. And she pauses and then slowly reaches out and shakes your hand.
It's a pleasure to meet you, whoever you are.
Trinket.
Oh,
That's what they call me, Trinket.
cool.
Who are all of you?
Rock is just staring at you like you're wrong.
No.
Like it's like almost your face is just blurred. Like Rock has not yet perceived you to not be a person. So you just see this like giant 6'6" NB femme just staring at you.
The tall one on my left is Rock, and the also tall one to me on my right is Dagger.
How is Jaeger currently, at least visually, handling the situation?
Sam would look at Jaeger's face when they introduce him, and it's that same look that was on Jaeger's face when they were in Duran, and he looks like he's just shut it all out utterly.
I deeply apologize as we have just been through something quite traumatic. And I'm sure you have too if you're also an agent of the tower.
I completely understand.
And the door opens to
Well,
this room, and there's a guy, and he's got like what would be considered to us a colored shirt, but it looks pretty stiff as if the material doesn't bend very well, and it's got like a name tag, kind of like a digital display that says hello, my name is, and his name, it says like Carl. But as he comes in, and he's got like blonde hair that's slicked over to the side, and he's got these 2 plastic bags under each arm. Honey, and he like drops all of the bags as he says, he goes, "Oh,
Not right now.
are you a street gang?"
Not right now. Zip your mouth. I'll talk to you in a second.
it's a pleasure to meet you, Carl.
Stop. What is your name again?
Trinket.
You see Rock just like blink a couple times, and like I'd like to imagine Rock's mind's like blink Reagan, blink Trinket, blink Reagan, blink Trinket, and then finally like one more eye. All right, this is gonna be a trial. Nice to meet you. I hope everything's cool. Welcome to the team. We don't know. Welcome to the team.
We'll be right with you. I'm sorry for the yelling.
So, I'm Rock, R-O-K. I know you have a much cooler name. It's nice to meet you. Still the tall one, yes. With that being said, hello.
Why are you in my house?
I wish I could tell you.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Would you like help with your groceries?
He looks at there's like eggs broken on the floor. They were like in a sleek black container, and he looks over. There's like a small capsule that says celery on it, but it's just like a green mush. And he's like,
Sam will like hands up, slowly walk towards him, like putting groceries back in the thing.
he like looks at the very short person putting his groceries together. Like looks over at you, like, should I go? Can
I think you should stay.
Question for 2 years of knowledge.
Uh-huh.
What is this world? And what is the main religion of this world?
There is no religion in this world.
Shit.
And city's name is Yuntal, and it's a mega city. There are flying cars. The technology has advanced in this world so much, even recently, that people are able to teleport from one place to another with a home device. There are flying cars there are companies that are trying to make teleporters malfunction, at least so the newspaper says, so that the flying car industry can do better. The teleporting industry is trying to... There are so many different brand wars happening all over the place that there are ads being like beamed to street corners and in people's rooms and on walls, and anywhere that there is a screen, there is an ad for why one brand is better than the other of anything you can imagine. And you guys, even from 2 years of knowledge, know that this city is vast. It is enormous. Finding anything in the city, even a giant monster, would be like finding a needle in a haystack. It sounds, and you have no idea why you're in this man's house.
Well, Carl, I appreciate that you walk and you didn't take a teleporter. I think that's a pretty good thing. I'm gonna help you with these groceries real quick. And then
Use teleporters are dangerous, so use a car.
I am smart.
Actually, I think that's how we ended up in your house. I think our teleporter went on the Ritz and left us here instead of where we were going.
Roll a deception check.
No, none of us are good at deception except him.
15.
Oh, he's fine.
Roll the 9.
Escalation.
Oh, he's not fine.
Or he's very fun.
Or he's very fine.
11.
You beat me.
So the guy goes, I don't have a teleporter receiver. That doesn't make any sense. Who are you people? What is going on?
Sam like offers the groceries up to them.
He like takes it and like sets it on a floating table next to the door where there's a small dish that looks like there's a small like key strip, like a key fob. And he just puts the groceries next to that and goes, you know what? It's fine. And he's just gonna like walk past you guys into where the living room kind of has a small short wall that delineates between the kitchen and the living room. And he goes over and he like swipes his hand, and out of a slot in the wall, a small module like slides out, and he puts his hand on it and he goes, hello, yes, police?
I really would not do that. We are from the agency. The police will not come.
Would you like to roll a deception check?
Yes.
I would like to aid.
Yep,
we
okay.
go.
Oh, 8, so advantage on this. 21.
10.
Like I said, we are from the agency. The police already know we're here. They will not come.
And like you hear the like video chat on the other side as a woman goes, hello, emergency services, what is your emergency? And he goes,
Just turn it off before you embarrass yourself.
he like looks at the emergency service and goes, slides the module, just like you hear like the module kind of resist sliding back into the wall, and then he like slides it and goes, Am I under arrest?
You should answer a couple of our questions first. Please sit down. Can I make you some food?
It's his house.
I know. And I'll take the grocery sacks and go to the kitchen.
He sits on the couch.
And I'd like to roll a performance check to cook this food.
Okay, roll a performance check to cook this man's groceries.
Just so I know for the future, our ClockTower dice right now is a D6 or is it still a D4? D6? Yeah, I believe that was D6. Dope. Gonna add a D6 to that?
Mm-hmm.
Dope. That is a 10. Oh, actually, no, I lied. That is a 12.
Okay. You start chopping up this like piece of sealed steak that was in a capsule that you like you open the capsule and you throw the steak in and just like start sizzling it on like the countertop, and you're like doing pretty well at cooking the food. He's like, why aren't you using a pan?
It's better this way. It enhances the flavor.
So you're doing a good job at making the food, but you're also making a mess.
That's not my problem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, Carl, it's a pleasure to meet you. Again, please take a seat. My associates will have some questions for you. Here's some water, anything you need.
He looks at you with a dumbfounded expression, just like bouncing mentally somewhere between being really scared of like why there are 4 agency members in his house and why you are like, or maybe your possible home invader. He has no idea, but he does sit on the couch and he does like look at Trinket and Jaeger and be like,
My associates will have a couple questions. We'll get out of your hair pretty nicely.
You like see Rock making a mess in the kitchen.
Jaeger seems to be like sort of hyper focused on just ignoring that Trinket exists for a bit of time.
Okay.
Did you think this was going to be easy?
Not at all.
No.
Sort of takes a second, cracks both sides of his neck, walks in front of the men and sort of like kneels down so that he has an eye-to-eye view with them. And then he says, so, have you heard anything about the information about the killings that have been happening recently?
No.
Yeah, that's
Somebody die?
weird. Yes, and
He
we're
looks
trying to figure
very
out what's
scared.
going on right now. Turns out, you were where it led us. So,
I'm a suspect?
How's your wife, Carl?
Oh.
Roll a deception check.
Deception. That ClockTower dice stuff. That okay, so that's 24.
Okay, he just looks at you really confused and goes, my husband is fine?
I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I mean, we were told that there was a spouse. My problem for assuming.
Where is my husband?
Well, we're trying to figure
Is my husband dead?
Rock comes out holding the very nicely prepared steak and it's seasoned well in his bare hands. And he like starts pulling it in half, hands the piece to the man, takes a bite out of it and goes, that's a good question.
Is my husband dead?
Yikes.
not that we know of just yet, but they are missing.
What the fuck?
Now, we need you to tell us everything that you've heard that seems off for the last few days.
I was working at the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
I just got off work.
Mm-hmm.
Which supermarket?
He looks as if he's like trying to remember, and then his brain's cutting out, like he doesn't quite and he goes, the Plus One. I work at the Plus One down the street.
Rock takes a loud bite out of the steak.
Well, regardless, I personally don't think that you did anything wrong. I feel as though you are simply a spouse who's waiting for their husband to come home. That's fine. We will keep in touch. You'll hear from us again.
What do I do?
Stay here, live life for a moment, and you'll know. There gets up, looks at everyone else, nods, and walks out the front door.
If your husband comes home, then we know we've done our job.
Let's hope he doesn't.
No, what?
Rock went out the front door.
Have a lovely day. Come on, Trinket? Right, it is Trinket. Sorry.
I look like dumbfounded as I follow them outside
Uh-huh.
and immediately say, is that how things usually go for the three of you?
No.
I was gonna knock him out, but all of a sudden we were talking to him. I was gonna like palm him, like just do what I liked. But no, that was good, Jaeger. Well done.
What?
Rock, you can have 2 temporary hit points for eating a good meal.
Yeah.
After you ate that man's food,
Well, I split it in half.
and you guys basically convinced him that his husband is dead and that he might be responsible.
Well, when his husband comes home, consider that my finder's fee for making sure he's all right.
Anyway, my point was I was trying to make sure we didn't get the cops calling us again. It's kind of hard to fucking
Yeah.
That whole time I was thinking we could just restart and go at it again.
Yeah, we
but
could
like
have,
it
but
was
that-
kind of fun to go along with. I got to make a good meal.
Also, besides that, we also figured out there's no murders going on.
I've never
nearby.
cooked in my life.
Well, I mean, they don't know anything. I mean, apparently they just worked at a supermarket.
No,
I feel
I'm
bad
saying,
for
like-
traumatizing
like-
them after shift.
As long as there's not like some sort of like mass murder going on that's been going on in the no monsters that
Yeah.
are noticeable around.
You have any ideas, Trinket?
Who are you talking to?
Well, I think there has to be some reason we were put in his house.
Well, yeah.
Can I roll an insight check on Jaeger?
Yeah.
I'm not good at these, so I may just fail. That is going to be a 12.
It's up to Trent, but I'm assuming that it's pretty obvious that Jaeger is like a high school girl actively ignoring Trinket's existence.
Yeah. Jaeger,
Rock.
we need to face no offense, the elephant in the room.
Rock. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just because you use my full name and you know I like it doesn't mean you can get away from this.
I like. It's a pleasure to meet you. Listen. My two associates, my two friends and family, they're kind of assholes.
That is true. However, I will say we had someone close to us leave recently, and I'm still dealing with that trauma. However, Jaeger is acting, well, and this is big coming from me, very immature.
I don't know what we're talking about, but okay, whatever. We should go try to figure out if this is another agent's weapons, or if this is a creature, or if we just have to just destroy the entire world because it's kind of coming up to a thing now.
You guys also realize that, like, when you look down underneath your feet, there's at least like 80 stories worth of just like down to what looks like a misty below, and that's only as far as you can see. And that like the entire like road sidewalk area you're on right now is made out of like some sort of see-through material.
Oh,
This would be a good idea.
it's just like the snake chasm. Lovely.
Well,
You can see all of the lights in all of the windows like going all the way down and disappearing into the mist below, and all of the like towering buildings creating almost like a canopy of streets and cars and things above you. It does remind you of the jungle of Duran in a way that like the city itself creates an almost jungle-like atmosphere, but it is so very overwhelming with sound as you guys are trying to have this conversation.
I would like to find some sort of city hub. I don't know about you guys, but maybe some place where all knowledge collects, or there's like a train station, just something that feels more central, because this is very big and very overwhelming.
Let's go find our library.
And I suppose that can work. Have you dealt with anything like this before, Trinket?
Like this place?
Yeah, this type of place. I just want to know what your experience is.
I imagine my experiences are probably similar to yours, but I've never been in a place before where there's no clear direction on where to go. We always tried to find the person with blue hair.
That tends to work. Saying that you said we, and there is a you. I apologize for whatever happened to your team. We had something similar happen to our team. I guess we're now together on this, maybe for a while, maybe just here. It's a pleasure to have you.
Time to find the person that hates me.
And also, as you say, time to find the person that hates me. And Kball was talking about finding the person with blue hair. There is like a screen that like just slams itself down in front of all four of you as it says,
Blue hair. Do you want to have your hair be blue? Come to the exclusive Blue Owl Bar.
and it like shows a club and it's like, just like an ad in your face.
Well, that's convenient.
My ears.
As it goes,
Convenience. Did you want to shop at the Plus One?
and it like,
No, go back to the Blue Owl Bar. Show me that one.
as Rock goes, show me that one. And you guys realize that maybe there might be an easier way to find information here.
Hey everyone, Who's here? Thank you for listening. As always, I'd like to thank our producer, me, at Who's.music, and our editor, Cal, for making the episodes what they are. I'd also like to thank our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. Thank you to Ellie, Trent, Cal, and our new cast member, Kball, for their wonderful performances. At this point, Ellie and I are just like tagging in and tagging out of these outros. Think of us as like the Hardy Boys of D&D audio drama podcasts. As always, we release on a bi-weekly basis, so our next episode, episode 45, will be out on April 15th. So until then, the time is a-tickin'. See you in the clock tower.